sister always asks me how I get my makeup so glowy, so I thought I'd record a little video for her and share it here too.
Glowy skin always starts with a really good skincare base, especially before putting on serum that has hyaluronic acid in it, because it will help give you better results than if you're putting on dry skin. And then I just rub. It just helps to spread a lot easier. Always bring it down onto my neck and my chest. Go straight in with your moisturizer. I actually love the Cetaphil Daily Hydration Moisturizer. So again, you just want to make sure you're locking in all that moisture, and this moisturizer is lovely under makeup because it's water based rather than oil based and won't break down the formula of your makeup. And then I just always pop on a bit of lip balm. I always do this anyway, but especially when I'm going to be putting on makeup, because it helps prime the lips. I was picking at my skin last night. We're not going to talk about it. Picking at stuff that wasn't even there. Love that. I always give my moisturizer and my serum a second to dry. So I'll go in with my eyebrow hydration serum. Again, I love this for prepping. I'll feel of the skin to see if it's dry. If it's still tacky, like mine's a little bit tacky, so I'll give it like 2 more minutes before going in with my SPF, because if you don't give it a second to dry in, your skincare, your SPF won't soak in properly, and it will just not give you the coverage that you need from your SPF. So again, I just have a little bit excess on that. Sometimes you can just brush it through with your finger, but again, it's gonna have time to soak in. My SPF, I love this SPF. It's so good. I'm like, get all the last bit out of it. I have another one there ready to go, but I just use up. There's still some in it, you can feel it, so use it up and rub it all in. Okay, so some of my favorite products to do glowy skincare makeup is the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter. This is shade 4. The Say Glowy Super Gel. I love this. And then I actually love the Poco Beauty Universal Glow. This is my mini one. I have a big one somewhere, but I think I can find it. The 3 best for getting you that glowy base before you even go in with anything else. I'm actually going to go in with my Charlotte Tilbury. I feel like I just kind of left this to the side for a while because I do love my Say. But I've kind of got back into a routine of using that and I do love it. So I just grabbed that and then grab a big, all my makeup is still packed away, big brush. So this is the Dibs brush. It doesn't have a number or anything, but it's got like a fluffy side and then a foundation side. So I just rub that in. The good thing about Charlotte Tilbury is it does give you a little bit of coverage, so you will get a bit of a base from it, especially when it's sunny out. I love using this because I use very little product on top, or I will just go in with concealer. Perfect. So then I'm going in with my Hourglass Hydrating Skin Veil. This is shade 7. I'm literally just taking a tiny bit just to like even out the skin tone, but the Charlotte Tilbury Flawless Filter, my brain's not working, kind of done a lot of the work as in terms of evening skin tone. This is just another layer, but I only am adding a teeny tiny bit, like there's still some on my hands. If you work it into the brush as well before, it will apply it really evenly. It's so nice. So you can still see any blemishes and it'll give you a super natural break. I can't talk. My brain is not working today. You have a really nice base. So then to add a little bit more coverage, you can use concealer. So I love this to cover blemishes. Sometimes I'll just use this if it's all I have to hand. So I'm actually going to use a little bit of this on those blemishes today because they're a little bit more red than usual because I can't leave my skin alone, clearly. And go in with, I think this is people's mistake as well when they're using stuff to cover spots. I'm just going to scrape at the end of it. I don't really like dipping back in if I have breakouts. And use a really small brush. I love these Smashbox brushes. It's really sad. I think Smashbox gone out of Ireland now, is it? Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's brilliant for, the brushes are brilliant. Really kind of being able to press it into the skin. So that's what I do with these. I just press it into the skin, kind of diffuse the edges. So it's literally just press, diffuse, and work it into the bristles of the brush. Press, diffuse. Press, diffuse. And just make sure you're getting all them. It will save you putting on layers and layers of makeup as well. It'll just give you coverage where you need it. So using a concealer like this in just the areas you need it will give you more of that skin-like coverage. Make it look more no makeup glowy. If you go in with a very heavy foundation, you're not going to get that glow that you put underneath peeking through, which is what we want. So I just go in and just kind of spot conceal anywhere we want. Just coverage on the brush. I just inspect. We're happy now that they're covered, which it is. Go in with my closest concealer. I love these concealers so much, especially in the summer, and they're packed with like skincare ingredients. So sometimes I like to use these on my breakouts for like every day because it's not stripping my skin, it's not drying on my skin. It's really, really creamy and buildable. So I just blend that out. Sometimes I give it a second or two to dry, but yeah, just to kind of give it a little bit of brighten up. It'll give you more coverage. Don't need lots and lots of layers. You just need very, very thin layers that you can build up. I'm really rough with my concealer. I'm like, it's fine. I don't think everything needs to be perfect. I like a little tiny bit of like darkness peeking through because I think that keeps that real skin look. My two favorite bronzers for a glowy look is my Chanel and my Makeup by Mario. I use my Chanel today. I haven't used that in a while. Just dipping my Makeup by Mario brush in and just buffing that into the skin. And again, I'm taking really light layers because it's really easy to blend out light layers rather than putting a big harsh line and then trying to blend it out. That is just giving yourself extra work. So again, just really, really barely touching it into the bronzer when I tip back into it. I like it on my forehead, around the sides of my face, and around my cheek area. You just get whatever's left on the brush, and I'll just run that over my eyelids. For powder bronzers, some of them are Dior, the MAC, next to nothing. I don't even know if they do this anymore. I bought loads of these years ago and kept them until now, and I still love them. And then my Hourglass. Like, went with my MAC. I also love the MAC Mineralize. This is the next to nothing. I just take my brush and I just dab it into it. Picked up a bit too much. I'm barely touching the skin. And I always kind of swirl my brush before it starts hitting my skin. Easy to make sure you're not getting heavy application in one area. It'll give you the right pressure as well before you go in and start bending your bristles. It'll keep it like nice and just the very tip. And I'll usually just take whatever powder bronzer I use and just rub it into the socket of my eye and underneath. It's just to give a more cohesive look, and I love doing it under here for some reason because it gives like this shadow effect on your lip to make it look more plump. I'm using the MAC, is this Peaches, and I'm literally just using it on a really fluffy brush and I'm just pressing it over those areas. I'm trying to look in that mirror. There's no mirror there either. And again, just pressing it in or like swiping it over the area on your nose. Don't forget about your nose because that's naturally where you'll get a bit of colour. Okay, so now I'm going to put a small bit of powder and I'm grabbing like a really small brush. This will help control where I want the powder. Sometimes I use eyeshadow brushes. Yeah, it just helps control the amount of powder you're using. I'm using the Laura Mercier. I love this powder. I've used it for years. Just in areas that will crease or get really oily. This will be different for everyone. But I like trying to use as minimum overlapping powders as possible, especially when trying to do a glowy makeup and just set in the areas I was putting my concealer. A little bit more powder. So I mainly just do the areas that I haven't powdered with anything else. So T-zone, under the eyes, around here and here. My eyebrow gel and just brush that through. I don't really like to use products in my eyebrows. I kind of like that natural undone eyebrow look, but everyone is different. It'll totally depend on your hair, what kind of look you like. I am going on to my blush. These are some of my summer favorites. I love blush. It's like, I used to hate it. Like, what? I feel like we've forgotten about Charlotte Tilbury blushes. These are really good for that glowy look. I also got the House Labs when I was away, the Road, and then I love this one if you're a little bit more oily. It's the MAC Glow Play. Oh, I forgot, I have the powder ones that give you a glow as well. Do we remember these? These are the extra dimensional blushes. I might actually use the Charlotte Tilbury today to give us that ultimate glow. I always put it on my hand as well, because if you put that on your face, first of all, you're dotting it and it'll just end up lifting the product underneath. My hand, work it into the brush. Again, I'm just using the other side of that Makeup by Mario. Just working it into the brush, making sure it's even onto the bristles. I'm just dabbing it off and then just going in and applying it over that other powder blush. I forgot how much I love these. And again, this side. And just bring a little bit up onto the forehead. I usually just go in with whatever I've used to put on my concealer or foundation or anything. Blur the edges and make sure there's no harsh lines. And if you want a bit of extra glow, you can go in with a bit of the Chanel glow stick and just apply it to areas that you want. If you just want that extra glow, so like top of the cheekbone, go back in with the conditioner. I'm just gonna run that back over my eyelashes. Because I had a lash lift, I don't really want to use mascara. Remove any of the excess powder on them. Then I'll go in with a setting spray. I actually love this Milk one. Is it still spin? No, hold it back. And that is it. I will apply a bit of lip pencil just to kind of overline that area and then blend. I need my nails done. And blend it out. Use that blurred illusion. A little bit of lip balm, or I love this if you're doing a glowy makeup look. It's the Yuzu lip oil. My friend bought me this and I love it. Again, I just kind of put it in the center of the lip. It's so nice. That is it. It doesn't take long to do. I need to do my hair, but it'll just give you that within kind of look